Well, it's hard to believe. It's been 10 years since the Boston Marathon bombing, and this past Saturday, a somber ceremony marked the 10 years since the tragedy. Now, it came ahead of this year's race, the 127th running of the marathon, which kicks off today in Boston. So joining us for more on this poignant anniversary is Boston Marathon bombing survivor and founder and president of One World Strong Foundation, Dave Fortier. Welcome to Wake Up America. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So, Dave, in 2013, that was your very first marathon. If you could, take us back to that day, the events that happened, and what exactly happened to you.
Yeah, it was a beautiful day. It was a great day for a run. I had a couple of bad long training runs to 20 miles that neither one of them went really well. And when I crossed over 20, I really didn't know what was going to happen next. And the plan was that I would meet my family at the top of Boylston Street as I come up Hereford and stop by and we'd do some pictures. By the time I got there, I was exhausted and was pretty sure that if I stopped, I wouldn't start again. And continued on down the street, gave them a wave, and just continued on and figured I would see them and find them afterwards. And by that point of the day, I was just trying to get lamppost to lamppost just to finish. And probably like many people, I was saying I was going to be one and done and never do another one of these. I was running for a friend with cancer, a dear friend. And as I'm starting to finish, I'm thinking about the day, thinking about, all the people that I had met in the process of learning how to run a marathon. And just as I was about to finish, I was looking to go around. There was an older gentleman in front of me. Just as I was about to go around him, that's when the first bomb exploded. I remember the heat of it, just the concussion, the noise, the wave that went across the street pushed me sideways. I don't remember several seconds in there. I do remember somebody in a yellow vest, yellow jacket helping me at some point. I was staring back at what had just happened when the second bomb exploded. My family was further down the street from the second one, but we didn't know if there was a third or a fourth. And I just remember the fear that hit me about what was happening. And just almost freezing there. And then I felt this throbbing in my foot. And I looked down, and there's a hole in my sneaker ripped across the top, and there was blood starting to form around my foot. And just nothing made sense. I couldn't hear anything. It was just a loud ringing noise. And very slowly after that, things started to come back. I could see what had happened in front of me, just the devastation that it had caused, the injuries that people were going to be dealing with. You could see what had happened. And my injuries are minor compared to what happened to folks that have. I've had some shrapnel damage in my foot. I've lost some hearing in my left side. But it was a day that I actually watched Boston Strong happen. It's quite a city. People were rushing in to help. I got out of the way, ended up in the medical tent, and then ended up in the hospital for pretty much the rest of the day into the night. So, yeah, it was a scary situation in that entire time. I was just thinking about my kids and hoping that they didn't walking toward the finish line.
I cannot imagine what you went through. I mean, it was a day that certainly changed your life forever. And even you said just then during the race, you were so tired, and you said, I don't think I can do another one. And I think after what happened, I think many people would have understood if you did not want to run another marathon. But you have actually run every single Boston Marathon for the next decade since then. What led to that decision? Why did you want to continue to run these marathons?
So it was really at the first one coming back in 2014. We were the Boston Athletic Association, the BAA that puts on the event, sent everybody that was injured entries to the Boston Marathon and for 2014. And for many people that received those entries, they'd never run before. Most had never run more than 5 miles, maybe. And we actually had 28 people that were injured start and finish the Boston Marathon in 2014. And for me, it was a way to take back the finish line, like many others. It was, I don't remember finishing. I was actually in the hospital when I received kind of the standard message that comes out from the BAA saying, congratulations, you finished a marathon. I looked down at the message and in fact, I never even shut my watch off. So I turned my watch off. But yeah, it was coming back in 2014 and helping others to do that kept us going.
Well, speaking about helping others, you're actually wearing the shirt of your organization, One World Strong. This is really about providing resources and support systems for people who have experienced tragedies like you have. How instrumental is it to have these support systems, and what is really behind this foundation? And we have about 30 seconds left.
Sure. The biggest part of what we do, we were visited by veterans of the Iraq and Afghanistan wars in the hospitals and rehab centers. And it was that bond that we had with the Semper Fi and America's Fund veterans that really for us said, you know, we need to do more of this. We need to connect on a civilian level with others. And after the Orlando nightclub attacks, that's when things really kicked into gear. We formed a foundation in 2018, and we've been working around the world connecting with folks that have been through trauma related to disasters around the world. And I wouldn't want to be doing anything else at this point in my life.
Absolutely. Dave Fortier, thank you so much for coming on this morning and sharing your story. We really, really appreciate it.